See, retouch, mute, flip. Look at all these options I get now. 3, 2, 1, T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, turkey sandwich, T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Waiting for the screen to show up so I can do my audio sound quality check. Ouch. There I am. Okay, hold on. Okay, oh cool. Elay purple. Let me see here. Ollie Oxenfree. Elay, are you there? Ah, present. I am here and I am accounted for. I can hear myself. Congratulations, Elay. You have successfully passed the audio sound quality control test. Now, after I place this earring in, I can move forward to the next order of business. Order of business according to plan. Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome to the morning moo. We've got Elay here. You know, I think we might have a situation. Every time I go live, the name says Elay always come up. It's kind of creepy. Everywhere I go, Elay pop up. I don't know. I have to look into that. You know. Hey, good morning. Hey, y'all. Today's going to be a really fun show. We've got Elay in the chat. We've got Derek in the chat. We've got Lee in the chat. Thank you guys for putting the cows in already. We've got the wonderful cows in the chat. I'm gonna have a fun show today. I want to come on, well, not come on here. I'm already on here. I want to ask questions to see what you guys think about Hercules the shark. Good old Hercules the shark. Yesterday we had a lot of you guys coming in like, hey, where's Hercules? I'm like, he's good. In fact, I had a phone conversation with him yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. We Skype. Last time I chatted with him briefly, he was eating a massive bowl of ramen noodles. And he said hi. You know, he's in recovery from spending the day on Earth up here walking around with you guys eating human food, or he say people food. So, you know, now he's down there getting all comfortable to, you know, just be back into the sea. But I decided to figure out, since you guys were asking yesterday, where's Hercules? We miss him. Thank you for putting it in the community tab also, because that's what I did ask yesterday. If you had any questions, comments, or concerns you wanted me to pass along to Hercules, I'd do that. So in the community tab, you guys were asking, where is he? You said Hercules is hilarious. He is. He be having me bugging out, especially Shark Week. I was watching Shark Week while I was on vacation. He don't think I know that though. Sometimes Hercules, you know, he be in his own little world. Even though he is in his own little world because he lives under the sea, he be in his own little world. So I don't even think he knew I was watching him while I was away on vacation, even though he's got a publicist and an agent to whom he wants to fire. We'll talk about that some other time. I had to keep tabs on him. He's taking classes to, you know, hone in on controlling his aggression, so I'll just keep tabs on him. Hercules is yeah, he's getting fed by billionaires on a fancy smancy yacht. That's exactly what he said, because he gets DoorDash and Grubhub, and he said when you fancy smashy humans are floating around on your yachts, you're pretending to have parties, but it's really DoorDash and Grubhub people delivering food to underwater people, and one of them is him. And sometimes he likes to swim around the yacht, and the fancy schmancy humans drop chicken legs down in the water and feed to him. So when I heard say that, I started laughing. So you like to see Hercules again? Yeah, okay, that's cool. I will definitely let him know. He's probably watching this because Hercules the shark claims he's set up with the YouTube people so tough because they love him so dearly, more than me. So he says that he's hooked up to some computer software system, so if anybody around the world puts his name in the title, he'll get a notification on his fan watch and he'll be directed immediately to the video. So he's probably watching because I put his name in the title. I can expect a phone call right when I'm getting ready to sit down and eat my food. Don't even have time to, I have my plate. I put the plate on the table, scoot the chair up, and before I can go like this, bless the food, he gonna be calling in from Messenger, want to talk to me about why I have his name in the title and I didn't have permission. I don't have time for that. That's what I have to deal with behind the scenes with that guy. Hercules sounds like a gravelly voice. He's got a gravelly voice, So what I'll do is call his voicemail so y'all can remember how he sounds. Hang on, I have my phone right here. I'll call in and hang up real quick. I'll call from one of my Google numbers so he don't know it's me. But he probably watched me, whatever. I'm gonna call him so y'all can hear his voicemail, okay? Hang on. Hold on, the phone ringing. While y'all listen to his voicemail, I'm gonna be over here. Hold on. You reached Hercules and I'm not here. Leave a message. I may get back to you. I don't know. Bye. That's Hercules' voicemail. That's how he sounds. I hung up the phone, so I don't have to talk to him right now. I'll deal with him later. I appreciate you guys' feedback. How you doing? Oh, welcome back, doggy boy. You were here yesterday with the Incredible Hulk. You gave some good pointers and facts and opinions yesterday. Hulk Hogan. Tarsus is here. Lee. It's Ash. Ash Ketchum, y'all. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Ash Ketchum from Pokemon in my mind because the name says it's Ash. I'm pretending that Ash Ketchum from Pokemon is here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest. We have a celebrity. Ash Ketchum is in the chat. That's not how you... You're welcome. You're welcome. That's not how you say Hulk Hogan's there. That's terrible. Oh, man. Beef Wellington is back in the Heezy. You guys have some really cool, interesting names. I'm going to scroll up here. I'm looking at two monitors. I want to make sure I respond to you guys. We're doing an open forum here. And I need to collect this information so I can pass it off to Hercules. Even though I know he's watching, I still have to be professional and print all these notes off so he can see in the meeting. Thank you very much. Thank you. You guys are all the vibe. Everybody is the vibe, but I love it here because I get to be myself along with you guys. And speaking of that, where's my tea? It's right here. So today's warm beverage of choice is Lipton's tea, and I have cereal. I'm back on my mix of Fruit Loops and dang it, Fruit Loops and Lucky Charms mix right here. I like to have snacks while I'm chilling out with my cool peeps and just hanging around. Some of us have warm blankies. I did some Atlanta Journal-Constitution readings, and some of you guys were saying in the comments you have your blankets, hanging out, just kicking it. Hercules has a large donnie, man. His head is massive, and it's funny because trying to see him put his head into the side of the frame, or if you're watching Hercules and he leans in, it's just filled with just his face. I'll be laughing on that. You caught a 5-pound shark last year. Oh, that's a good question. I had to write it down. I'll have to write that down and pass it on to him. He gonna feel some type of way. But then again, this was coming from the guy who did a Shark Week video solely dedicated to how fish sticks are made. Do y'all remember that episode? I fell out of my chair when I saw that title. I'm like, Hercules. Now he don't discuss with me what he's talking about. He just say, I'm ready to report for Shark Week LA. You have a good vacation. Don't mind me. I'll be fine. Sure. Yeah, so I'll pass that message along to him and he'll get back with you on that. Yeah, so right here, excuse me, it's 5:28 a.m. here in Georgia, and you said it's currently 4:27 a.m. in Texas. Thank you for coming in away from Texas. You remember Sandy? Happy run into Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob's? Because that's where Sandy's from. She is from Texas. She was like, wish I was back in Texas. The ocean's no place for a squirrel. Yodelay, yo, yodelay, yo. And then at the end, she was like, I won't go home. I'm like, dog, where that voice come from? Thank you for coming way in from Texas. Yeah, Sandy of SpongeBob is from Texas, and she made a whole song about it. SpongeBob SquarePants' first CD, to my knowledge, it featured that song in its entirety. Yeah, when I babysat, I actually brought that CD over to play for the kids, and they were laughing. I babysat for one summer, and I was like, never again. Yeah, deep in the heart of Texas. Kanye reference, man. Now that will be hilarious. I will, once this video is over, I am going to take the notes down like in the other videos, compile my notes and talk it over with my staff, and we'll figure out something. So it seems like it's a resounding yes. I too miss Hercules, not because it gives me more days off from work, just because I like listening to him too. He be making me bug out. I'm going to look at the survey. I put a survey up here, and you guys are really telling me how you feel. So this is wonderful news. So in this morning's survey, instead of it being which breakfast item you would choose in this one shiny mo, I asked, do you miss Hercules the shark, and do you want to see him more? 80% of you guys said yes, and 20% said no. Wow, that's really big, guys. Thank you for letting me know that. A really old country song, is that the name? So that means that's the name of the title of the country song. And if so, did Sandy also sing a song in reference to that? It's been a long time since I watched SpongeBob, but when it first came out, I was following it. That was what it seemed like a million years ago. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sandy came out with another song by then. So yeah, originally Hercules the Shark was brought on Elay TV to just fill in for summer, because a lot of TV shows and stuff, they always go on summer hiatus too, and sometimes the shows are a little flat in the summer, like podcasts and news shows, or they try to do something, you know, because everyone's on summertime vacation. Everything just looks different on TV. The setup and the programming is different. And I wanted to do something for summer, so I was like, let me bring my old friend Hercules on to see if he's interested. After all, he's a shark. Why not have him talk about his own kind, because he's more of an expert. So I called him up and he said yeah. So that's how that actually started. But now that, you know, time has passed, things are changing, and a lot of people on social media do things in an unorthodox way. For example, wearing white after Labor Day is no longer a fashion sin. You can do that now. A lot of people have gotten more liberal in their expressions on TV. So I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty liberal in my expressions here on LA TV. I have a multiple of things to do on here. So let's bring him on. And I want to see if you guys want him back. It's a resounding yes, so I'm glad about that. I will take that information and bring it in with my loving staff and my mods, and we'll figure out how we can work Hercules in so you can see him more. Well, let me see. So if you're saying that, I won't be able to take any calls right now. I don't have it set up for that, but that's funny because I was thinking about setting up call-ins later on down the line. But since you said that, that means it must be really private and you don't want to share that with the world. But if you want to ask, I can probably help you on the live. If not, I have a email address where those questions can be asked, and it's on my main page. You know, like when you go to, I need to talk myself through this too. You go to the home page and it has like the information section. I'm actually looking to it now. Okay, there's my home page, and you go to the more. If you have any questions like that, yep, my email address is provided because I do. Once upon a time when I was really getting into the relationship advice, I have my email available so you guys can ask personal questions. Many didn't hit me up in my email, believe it or not. They just asked right online. So I was able to just do it that way. But everybody handles their situation differently. Perhaps some of the questions you have may be in my relationship advice playlist already. If not, you can feel free to email and I'll figure out what I can do to help you in that situation. But thank you for the offer, and I'll leave it at that regarding that. Look at Rosie is in the building. Good. Hey, look at all of that. Thank you, and good morning to you. You know how Scooby-Doo say, Scooby-Doo. Well, the cow says, having said that, I do want to take this time to have an additional audience participation thing where I sing a little song called Calls in the Chat. Never mind me as I get my thing set up. My cell phone is right in the way of my tabs, so I had to look around this way to pull it up. I'm gonna get that figured out. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, plants, pets, and animals. It is time for Cows in the Chats. Cows in the Chats is where I put cows in the chats, and you can put cows in the chats or your favorite animal emojis in the chat or your favorite emoji in general. And I sing a little song while it's happening. Harmonica, please. Thank you. Ooh, Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. Brr. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. Brr. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. Here on Elay TV, we like to celebrate the lovely cows, aka bovines, because the science people and the government have placed the blame all on these precious cows for saying that they are the reason for global warming. And here we like to say, I am so sorry that that's the case. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. Brr. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. Thank you guys for putting your dancing emojis in there, dancing to the catchy cow song. Yeah, we appreciate cows over here, because if it wasn't for cows, we wouldn't have milk for our cereal, and there wouldn't be a Burger King. Come on, Flame Royal, yo! This video is just a survey to gather information, and I believe I have all the information I want and need to move forward with this. You have to give the people what they want. I am hey, tell me all about it, Tarsus. Another song to put on Spotify. Isn't it though? It's amazing. Take that, baby shark. You should have heard Hercules in the background. He was in the kitchen and somebody mentioned Baby Shark, and you know how much he don't like that song. Nonetheless, thank you guys for coming in. And it's funny because who would have thought? So I'm going to close the poll and end the survey right there. I have plenty of information to go by how to give the people what they want, as long as it is in good taste and it don't go against my morals. I will give the people what they want. Let's make that clear. Let's make that clear. Thank you guys for coming in, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I really do appreciate your input. Once again, this is going to be a pretty short morning mood video because I wanted to get you guys' input. Thank you for watching videos. You sure don't have to. Signing off with my signing off song. Thank you guys, and once this video was processed, feel free to add additional comments in the comment box if you have any other suggestions, or put it in the community tab. We will be reading those. Y'all have a good weekend, and Morning Mood will be back on next week. I'm off for the weekend. Thank you guys. All I can say is all are welcome. How about that? All are welcome, Kendrick. And that's your answer. So welcome into the folk where the cool peoples hang. Shoo moo 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 moo. Bye y'all. Have a safe weekend.